All right, guys, we are live, but before we get started, just remember, you got to know how to pronounce the light gun's name.
Let's talk about Sinden, guys.
I always say it wrong. Is it Sinden or Sinden?
Sinden. Sinden.
The Sinden Lightgun.
Today we've got Andy with us. Andy, thank you for joining us.
This guy right here, Sinden. Sinden or Sinden?
Sinden.
The Sinden Lightgun.
What did you say?
The Sinden Lightgun. Sinden Lightgun.
Say what?
Yeah, the Sinden.
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 Sinden. That's right. Sinden. 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 Yeah. Sinden Lightgun project is really cool. But
It should be Sinden, but whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're here, we're live. I have no eyes to you, so I can't see the chat right now. So basically chat amongst yourselves. So it is Sinden, not Sinden, and here it is. So I'm pretty excited about this light gun. It's still in beta right now, but I think you guys are gonna be pretty excited about how it works and how it functions. So we're gonna dive right into it. I'm gonna do House of the Dead 2 as my example of what game we're going to play. But before we do that, I'm going to show you the initial setup process. So let's come over to the laptop really quick. I'm going to get rid of this here, and what we're going to do is we're going to bring up the Sinden Lightgun software, but you're not going to be able to see it very good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the camera zoom in on this really quick so you guys can take a better look at what I'm seeing. Okay, so there you go. So what you're seeing right now in the left, you're basically seeing the raw footage of the camera. So the camera by itself won't really work without the borders, right? So the camera is inside the gun itself. It runs at 60 frames per second, but the goal is that how the camera doesn't require really advanced calibration, or why the gun doesn't, is because there's a white border. So when the gun software is started, there's a button on the gun that I can press, and it will implement the border system. So right now, you'll see I've got a relatively thin border, and if you look at that camera angle on the right, what that's showing is what the camera sees. So it sees the border, and you can see my mouse is tracking perfectly to that white border. Now the game we're going to play is House of the Dead. Let me back up a little bit. The game we're going to play is House of the Dead 2. So with House of the Dead 2, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep it in its normal aspect ratio, which would be 4:3 aspect ratio. So you're going to see it's going to be cropped on the side, but we want that so it doesn't stretch the game out. But the other things, a lot of people have asked, can you make the border bigger and smaller? And you actually can. So I'm going to show that really quick before we get started. So if I zoom in here, and again, I'm doing this on a PC. I know I didn't fully talk about that yet, but I'm doing it on a PC. So you'll see there's border options. So you can do what's called big border. So depending on the amount of light in your room and things like that, there's a couple of factors there, but you can see now I've got sort of a bigger white border on each side. So I'll show you that really quick. So you can see the white border here and here. Now you can also change the color of the border too. So if you don't like it white, you can change it to a different color. You can even have it black in some lighting conditions. So I choose to do the thin border, which is this one right here. I think that works pretty well. So with the lighting conditions I have, I've had a pretty good success with that, so that's what we're going to go with. So I'm going to go right into the game now that you guys saw a little bit of a sneak peek of that, so you kind of know what's going on there. Let me make sure I get House of the Dead working here. And I'm doing this on a PC, not... Of course, now I can't remember where I put House of the Dead. It's on a PC, not a Pi, although there is Pi support now. So I'm going to go to House of the Dead 2. And my software is running now, so we should be good. And I'm going to back up the camera so you can see me in the frame as well. Okay, so again, when you start the game, so I'll show you this really fast. You'll see there's this button right here. If I press this button, see the white border will pop in. And then we're good to go. Now, as far as like start should be mapped to this button right here. Oh, actually, it's that one. So start is mapped to this button. Then I can also pull the trigger there, and you'll see might be some slight lag in the crosshairs. Again, this is beta, but it's not affecting my accuracy. It's just like a tracking behavior that I can't really understand right now because it's not making it less accurate. You'll see in a second. You'll see how accurate this thing and then your reload is right here. Now this isn't the recoil gun because the beta testers didn't get the recoil guns yet.
How could anyone do this?
But I'm having a blast with this. It worked great with the PC. All I did was load the Sinden software, and once the software was loaded, I didn't have to do anything else really. It was actually automatically configured. Now there's some different things you have to do for MAME and things like that right now, and those things will be covered. Oh boy. Oh man. Live beta and I hosed it. I don't know what just happened, guys. My gun is not responding. Go figure, I've been playing with this like for days and it's been totally fine. So let me reset that really quick. Hey, this is what happens when you do live testing, right? So I'm gonna go and restart. I tested House of the Dead 3, I've tested House of the Dead 2, House of the Dead 1, I've done some VirtuCop and things like that. So I've definitely tested a fair amount of games. All PC-based games. I haven't... Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but I'm not... Seems like my trigger's not responding right now. Let's see. Yeah, for some reason it's not. Let me, yeah, you see? There's reasons why live can be interesting sometimes, and I have no idea what you guys are saying. Let me see. I'll go into the chat, really, see if I can get to the chat at all. All right, you guys are saying YouTube, piracy, he's still talking, technical difficulties, stringers in the house, same here, Circle of Doom, Ralph broke the internet. Oh, I don't know what's going on there. It says I'm still live, so I don't know what's going on for you guys. So I'm going to unplug the gun really quick, and I'm going to start that process over one more time. So give me one quick second to do that. I'm just going to stop the Sinden Lightgun software. It's funny when you do things like this because I haven't had one issue yet, and my first issue is when I'm live. So I find that rather interesting. But, you know, I do tech demos for work, for customers, and a lot of times, you know, you can be running your demo a million times and it's totally fine, and then you get live with a customer and all of a sudden problems arise. It's kind of crazy how that happens. It's just the way things go sometimes. But let me see. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I might actually have to see if you look at my video processing window, it's not doing anything. So I don't know what happened there. Something's going wrong. Let me just restart. I'll actually stop the Sinden software and I'll just reload it completely. Maybe that'll fix it. If not, then this will be a really short video. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. Let's see, where did I put the software, my friends? Where did I put it? I think it's right here. Gosh, this Sinden is not going as I planned it for you guys. But hey, you know, this is just how it goes, and you gotta roll with it sometimes, right? All right, let's see if I can get this loaded. Just bear with me a second here, everybody. Should be back and running here shortly. Of course, now I can't even find where I put the dang software. All right, let me try this really fast, and hopefully we're back in business here in a second. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reload the software. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to agree to the terms and conditions. I'm going to press start. Hopefully what we see when we start it back up is we should see in the configuration window, we should see the gun and both cameras. Yeah, there we go. Okay, both cameras are tracking. The camera's tracking and it's showing me the raw image, which is what we want to see. No idea why that was happening, but we look good now. We'll roll with the default settings just so we can get back to playing games. Let's go back to House of the Dead 2, and hopefully, if all is well, we should be back in business. I have the bigger border on now. Yeah, here we go. Okay, let's do this again. And again, here's your reload. Now, the one thing I'll say about there's no recoil in this gun right now because the beta testers didn't get the recoil version. It's funny, I've also heard people say that the white border interrupts or somehow distracts the gameplay screen. If you joined earlier, I had the thin white border. Now, the default value is the thick white border, but I've seen no issues running either or. So usually you're good running either one. Let's see how good I can do over here. I always end up killing this lady right here. You know the guy that helps you by the well? I always end up killing him or don't get to him fast enough, so let's see what I can do. Don't come! I don't know why she's saying that. Maybe Stringer knows. She's saying don't come. I don't know what that means. Ah, see, I got him. All right. Oh, come on! One hit and he dies? Come on. That's some nonsense. I'm sorry. There's nothing we could do. We tried everything we could, but there's nothing we could do. I'm so sorry. There's one dude that's like, thanks for saving me, and he seems really nonchalant about the fact that we just saved him from these like zombies that are about to kill him, you know? I always hated these things. They always freaked me out in the arcade. A lot of people might have played House of the Dead on the Sega Dreamcast. That was probably one of the platforms that I played it on the most. Also in the arcade. But as you can see, like, it's really accurate, man. It's you can see the tracking's good. I'm having a lot of fun with this. I didn't get a chance to play it on Pi yet, but those that watch the channel know I'm not like a huge Pi guy. I'm more of a PC or original hardware kind of dude, so I haven't really gone down that path yet. I'm planning to do a full review on it shortly. I just haven't had the time. You know, as you guys know, I just got back from being married, and that was really exciting, and I don't think I was... Oh, whoop, I killed her. Oops. Shot the wrong person. That's awesome. I always hated this dude. Hopefully you guys can hear the gameplay okay. I'll zoom in a little bit more on the game so you guys can see that. Let's blast this guy. Come on. Come on, let's do it. Where is that little effer? Damn it, he's going so fast. Where is he? There he is. I'll back the camera back up in a second so you can see what I'm doing. Here, I'll pause it for a second. Back it back up. I got this really cool camera I can kind of manipulate on the fly, which is pretty cool. I can zoom it in and out. I had to move all of my camera stuff down here just to do this for you guys on a big TV. So hopefully you guys appreciate the efforts, even though I had some technical difficulties, and I'm sorry about that. Crap. We got him. All right. So here, I'm gonna pause this really quick. Now, I know this was just brief, and I just showed it to you for a second, but hey, it's reality, right? I had a problem. I had to actually reset the Sinden software in order to get the gun to work again. I haven't had that issue yet. This was the first time I've had to do that. But what was happening was it was tracking the raw camera feed, but for whatever reason, it was not seeing the white box. So I had to actually reset the software, and it's been fine since then. So again, if you're unfamiliar with the technology, this thing works on a PC, it works on a Pi. Really cool technology. It's got a 60 frames per second camera inside the gun, so most of the processing is happening here, although the software on the PC does eat up a tiny bit of CPU. Now, if you have the software up and running at the same time, it will eat up more CPU. If you have it raw showing you the video feeds, there's no need to do that. That's more during the initial setup. You don't need to see that after the fact just to make sure the gun is working. The beta versions of the gun, again, don't have the recoil, but I think they're going to send that to us after. but I've been pretty happy with it so far. You know, I've only tested the House of the Dead series on PC, and I tested VirtuCop, I think it was 2, on the PC, and all of them worked great. The thing is, the PC picks it right up. So as long as you have the Sinden software on it, I haven't had to do anything in the games to get it to work. It just works, which is really cool. And you know, I love stuff that you can plug in and it just works. So it'll be interesting to see, you know, how the Arcade 1-Up deployment goes of the Sinden technology. The other vendor that's creating a product that the Sinden technology will be in is the Polymega. So if you're unfamiliar with the Polymega is going to have that technology in it too. I don't know, what is going to be a good question for me to ask Andy over at Sinden is, will I be able to plug if I already own one, will I be able to plug this one into the Polymega, or will I have to buy the Polymega specific one? That will be really interesting, because one thing I'm excited for is the Sega Saturn has a ton of great light gun games, and I would love to be able to take my Sega Saturn collection, put it on the Polymega, and just plug this guy in versus having to buy the Polymega version of the Sinden Lightgun. So anyways, I know this was brief, I know it was fast, I wanted you guys to get a real world look at it. This is as real as it gets. I had an actual problem as we were going through it, and we troubleshot the problem and got through it. So yeah, I'm super pumped about this. Been waiting for this for a really long time. It's been almost 2 years in the making. And I'm very, very happy with the performance so far. And again, this is just beta, so there's still some little kinks to work out there. Again, the problem I hadn't had before, so I'm going to let Andy know, although I'm sure he's probably either watching this video or is going to watch the video, so he'll see it for himself. But pretty cool stuff. That's it, guys. Lunchtime live stream. I got to actually eat lunch. I got to get back to work. And again, it's Sinden, not Sinden. Sinden. We'll play a little bit more, and then I will let you guys off the hook. So I'm playing you out. All right. Man, with the recoil, this is going to be pretty sick.
Thank you for rescuing me.
No problem, dude. If you could get out of the way, that'd be cool, because there's like a bunch of zombie dead dudes that are going to come. Thank you for rescuing me. No problem. Come on, man. He's dead. Those dudes have those little helmet things on. All right. I gotta go, guys. I gotta eat some lunch. I'm gonna kill the stream, but I appreciate everyone joining. It's been fun. It's been memorable, as it always is. Hopefully there weren't any major problems with the stream, but then again, if there was, I wouldn't even know, because I haven't been able to look at it. All right, guys. We'll see you on the next one.